Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Today, we will be starting a very important and controversial subject in our Vivekachoodamani, and the subject is Maya. There are many schools of thought, and they always label this Upanishadic Vedanta as expounded by Bhagavan Shankaracharya as Shankaracharya Bhagavan was Mayavadi. And on the basis of this, there is a very peculiar expression. They say, we don't believe in neti neti. We believe in iti iti. This happened in Delhi many years before, maybe about 35, 40 years before. So, I was asking, I said, please explain me, what do you mean by iti iti, neti neti? See, you people, Vedanti people say everything is illusion, illusion, illusion. But we say everything is Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. I said, what you are telling is right. And what we are telling is also not wrong. If you understand what is meant by this Maya, and it will be explained in detail by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Therefore, there are two statements which come in our scriptures. One is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The Brahman, the substratum is real and the projected world is an illusion. And the same Upanishads also say Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Therefore, conclusion, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, world is illusion. Second, everything, including the world, is Brahman. Therefore, Brahman is illusion. See? Therefore, what is this Maya? What it is? If this is not clear, we will be only getting lost. And then many imaginations come. अव्यक्त नामनी परमेश शक्ति अनाद्य विद्या त्रिगुणात्मिका परा कार्यानुमेया सुधियैव माया यया जगत् सर्वम् इदं प्रसूयते. Now this is Paramesha Shakti. This is the supreme divine potentiality of Paramatma. Paramesha Shakti. And what it is called, this Maya is called as Avyakta Namni. Avyakta means unmanifest. So there is some infinite potentiality of Paramatma in yoga, Brahman in Vedanta, and Bhagwan in devotion. Three words. All of them indicate the same thing. See? So these Paramatmas, this infinite potentiality is called Avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifest. And what it is? Anadi, Avidya. It is also called Anadi, beginningless. See? And it is Avidya. See, Avidya doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Na vidyate iti avidya. Nahi. Avidya means the incomplete information, incomplete knowledge. Ajnanam. Ajnanam is not the absence of knowledge. Ajnanam, ignorance, is the incompleteness in the knowledge. So, Avyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti. And the same is also called Anadi, Avidya, beginningless, ignorance. Further, Trigunatmika, Each and every word is very important. Trigunatmika, it is made up of the three gunas. That means the three gunas together constitute Maya. Or the Maya has these three facets. So Trigunatmika, Para, and this is the supreme one. See? Then Karyanumeya, this cannot be known. It can be only inferred from the effects. And this is one point, if you remember, I have been emphasizing again and again. When we go to the doctor, we don't tell him the name of the disease, we tell them the symptoms, karya, effects. And from those effects or symptoms, the doctor infers the possible etiological factor. See? In the same manner, this Maya or Shakti, Karyanumeya, only from the effect it is seen. See? Then Sudhiya eva Maya, and this can be known only by the wise. See? Known means inferred. Karyanumeya Sudhiya eva Maya. So this Maya, what does it do? Yaya Jagat Sarvam Idam Prasuyate. And by this Maya, the whole world is given birth, is brought into existence, is made manifest. And this is called Maya. See how many words are used now for this thing. One is Avyakta, second is Paramesha Shakti, third is the Anadi Avidya, fourth is Trigunatmika, fifth is Para, sixth is Karyanumeya, seventh is Maya. See? The same thing, expressed differently depending upon the reference to context. If we don't get this picture clear, we will be only talking like, some people talk, we are not Manuvadi. Now what this Manusmriti has said, we even have not studied, only a political platform. Similarly, if we understand what is said about Maya, all our wrong notions will disappear. Now in Panchadashi, this topic is brought out and very exhaustively seen. Their example is given. Maya is like the burning power of the wood or the coal, see, or the fire. Now the fire, when it is unmanifest, it supports the forms because the tanmatra of the fire is roop, forms. But when the fire becomes manifest, the manifest means what? Now the fire is able to burn. Now because of what it is burning? Because of the burning power. So when the burning power is manifest, then only we know that the fire burns. If the burning power is unmanifest, avyakta namni, is unmanifest, then the same fire supports the wood. See? And therefore, now where is this burning power of the fire? If it is with the fire should be always hot, but it is not. Okay, is it with the effect? Suppose you take a burning charcoal and put it on your palm, you will get burned, you throw that away, there will be a blister. Now that burning power, is it with the fire? If it is with the fire, why the fire is not hot all the time? Okay, is it with the effect, Karyanumeya? Is it with the blister? The blister is not hot. So where it is? So the burning power has created the effect and became unmanifest. See, and this burning power does not have any influence on the fire. See. So what is happening? Fire, unmanifest potentiality is cold, and manifest potentiality becomes hot. See, friends, it is, in other simple words, the sugar cane does not have diabetes. See? Whether this is sugar cane or not, how will you know? You'll taste it. Yes, it is sweet, it is sugar cane. But the sugar cane doesn't know diabetes. Nor the tongue where it is tasted sweet. Nor the tongue is sweet. See, friends, when we thus try to understand this Maya, Avyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti, and since how long the fire has been hot? See? Anadi. Since how long the waves are coming in the ocean? Anadi, without beginning. See? Anadi, Avidya, and Trigunatmika. It has got these three modes of operation. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Now here is another important catch. You will see in all the branches, you take Karma Kanda, you take Yoga, you take Upasana, you take your Kundalini. Everywhere it is the same. Three gunas are taken as real. See? Nobody has seen any of the gunas till date. They can be only experienced. And from the effects, they can be inferred, not experienced. They can be inferred from the effects. Because what is the world? If we want to describe the world, what the world is, so the world has got three components. One is knowledge, second is action, and third is matter, dravya, three of them. So when we look at the world, then we want to ask questions. That is the reason I don't enter in questions. So the question are, what is the cause of this inertness? Oh, the cause of inertness is tamoguna. Oh. What is the cause of this activity? Rajoguna. Good. What is the cause of the knowledge? Sattvaguna. So from the effect, the cause is established. So effect is the cause of the cause. See, wherever there is a mutual dependence, it is supported by something which is independent of this mutual dependency. See, friends. Therefore, right in the beginning, we have said in our Vivekachoodamani, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shataka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. Unless we are qualified, we will never be interested, nor we will ever understand this. Because here you have to invest your analyzing faculty. See? Then such people, no, we'll go and do seva. Chalo, jhadu laga. Continue doing that, nothing wrong in that. Because you have yet to come to this class. Therefore, this Maya is unmanifest potentiality of Paramatma, and when the potentiality becomes manifest, there is an appearance of the creation of the world. So, Trigunatmika para karyanumeya sudeyaiva maya, then yaya jagat sarvamidam prasuyate. And because of this Maya, the whole world is created. See? Now take this example to make it. A boy or a girl, when they are growing, they come up to the age of puberty. So when they reach this age, puberty, the girl starts experiencing a lot of changes in her physiology. Her body starts changing, her mood starts changing, then all the other characteristics of the puberty start appearing. It has not come from outside. It was dormant. It was unmanifest in that girl. See? Periods will not come to the man. It will come only to the girl. See, friends. So in this manner, this potentiality was unmanifest till puberty. It became manifest. And thereafter, it created the samsara. That girl didn't create. The puberty created. That potentiality created the samsara. And thereafter, having created a samsara and suffered a lot, then another thing comes. Then this potentiality becomes unmanifest. menopause comes. Thereafter, there is no samsara. See, therefore, yaya jagat sarvam idam prasuyate. So, this potentiality is manifest and manifest, manifest and manifest. Recognize this. Now we go further. Sannapya sannapya ubhayatmikano, bhinnapya bhinnapya ubhayatmikano, sangapya sangapya ubhayatmikano, mahadbhuta anirvachaniya rupa. Now if you want to speak about, discuss and describe Maya, it is said anirvachaniya rupa, mahadbhuta. This Maya is most wonderful, wonder of all wonders. And anirvachaniya rupa, you cannot speak of Maya, it is like this or like that. See? What is that? Three principles are told. San api, asan api, ubhayatmikano. It is, unless we accept that there is a burning power in the fire, we will not protect ourselves from the fire, because there is burning power. San api, asan api, and there is no burning power. If there is a burning power, why it is not burning the fire? And the fire is supporting all that which is burned by the burning power. Now see the fun. The wood is supported by the fire and the wood is burned by the burning power. So when it is supported, when it is the burning power, Maya, potentiality, Shakti is unmanifest. And when it becomes manifest, it will reduce the same wood to ashes. So, because it burns, it is there. Because it cannot burn the fire, it is not there. What is this? Ubhayatmikano. So, it is as well as it is not. See. Similarly, bhinnapi, abhinnapi, ubhayatmikano. It is other than the Paramatma and his Maya. They are separate from each other and they are not separate from each other. They are separate. Why? Because we are talking about it. Burning power and fire. Are we not talking about two things? Therefore, they are bhinna, they are different. And abhinna, can this burning power remain independent of, apart from the fire? No. Because it is abhinna, it is not separate. Come on, you are creating confusion. That is what we are for. So, bhinna api, abhinna api, ubhayatmikano. So, it is both. Meaning what? When it is manifest, it appears separate. When unmanifest, it is one. See? See how it is. Every day you can see this. Once I was invited somewhere, some function, and there were some other people also spoke, and then they told me also to speak. So after, till then I was sitting in a chair, nobody will come even say hello, who are you, what is it, nothing. I was just sitting. And then they invited me. Now we request so and so to come and deliver his talk. So I went to the stage. And this happened in Portugal. Then I went and gave my talk. After the talk was over, the whole crowd was around me. Now what happened? Understand the principle. Don't get carried away by the story. Principle is, when the ability to speak and communicate was unknown, that is my potentiality, that is my Maya, that is my Shakti, Avyakta Namni, but it was unmanifest. So they will not recognize. And when it became manifest, then they recognize, oh, he knows so many things which we never knew about yoga. See, friends, every day you can see this principle in world. Manifestation is expression of this potentiality. Now don't stop here, we go further. See? Sangapya Nangapyo Bhayatmikano. Sa Anga. It is with parts and it is without parts. Sa Anga and Ananga. Potentiality, Shakti, has parts as well as no parts. And Ubhayatmikano, it is both. See? Parts can be only to the finite. Infinite doesn't have parts. In infinite, parts are imagined. Like in the space, the directions are imagined. The north, east, west, south, these are not the parts of space, they are imagined. See? But after they are imagined, then you start taking them real. So when you are sitting for puja, you should face your face to the east or the north or whatever. If you are constructing a house, your house should not open in the south, or else you will go to Sri Lanka. All these things. So Sangha, Sa Anga api, Ananga api, Ubhayatmikano. And therefore, Mahadbhuta, it is Maha is extremely wonderful of all wonders. And Anirvachaniya Rupa. See? And this, there is no cause for it. This is the cause of everything. Now, if this is clear, now we'll take one example to make this point very clear. The water and potentiality of the water. Now, in the water, other than water, there is nothing. And this potentiality of the water, if it has to act, become activated, on whom it will act? It will act only on the water. Okay. So when the potentiality is acting on the water, what will happen? It will create ocean and waves. Now this ocean and waves, which is the product of the potentiality of the water, there is no ocean and wave of the stones. See, there are no ocean and waves of the air, only water. Because that potentiality is only with the water. Now this potentiality, having created ocean and waves, now this creation karya of this potentiality does not have effect on the cause. Therefore, water doesn't get drowned in the ocean and water doesn't get broken when the waves are broken. Water doesn't get born when the waves are born. There are many waves, but water has not become many. Therefore, what we have to understand, it is because of the potentiality of the water, one water alone is appearing as ocean and the wave. Then we call ocean as the cause and wave as the effect. So if this picture is clear, then this statement can be understood clearly. That the ocean and the waves are illusion, water is the reality. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Or from the second standpoint, the water itself is ocean and the water itself is wave. Both ways, meaning is the same. When it is said, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, so the superimposed attribute of cause and effect, creation and destruction of the ocean and the waves is meaningless, mithya. It only appears, but it is not. Then what is there? Water is. And when we say Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, the ocean is also water and the waves are also water. And therefore, there is nothing other than water. Now, where is the difference? It is one and the same. See, friends, there are these two philosophies. One is what we are talking about, and second is they call it Chid Vilas. Chid Vilas, they talk about that the world is an expansion, Vilas, sport of the consciousness. And therefore the world is consciousness. Same thing we say in Upanishad, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Therefore, this Maya Shakti should be clearly understood. It should be understood in such a manner that we are able to recognize our divine nature. Now apply this to your own personal life. See, man is Paramatma, Brahman. Now, because of his potentiality, because of his Shakti, he becomes the husband, then he becomes the father, and he becomes the son. See? So, man is real, Brahma Satyam. The son, husband, and father, Mithya. Because when they die, nothing happens to man. But if the man dies, the three cannot exist. So, what is the reality? The man is reality. So, this is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Or the same man alone has become the son, has become the husband, has become the father. Therefore, when you are serving the man, you are serving all the three of them. See, and if something happens to the son, nothing happens to the man. This complete understanding will help us in taking the right turn at the right time in our life. Therefore, this Maya should be very distinctly understood. Don't get lost in that. Now, after having known this Maya, now the teacher takes next step. Shuddhadvaya Brahma Vibodhanasya Sarpa Brahmo Rajju Vivekato Yatha Rajastamas Sattvamiti Prasiddha Gunastadiya Pratithai Swakaryaihi. Now this Maya, Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. This Maya can be destroyed or disappears when we come to recognize and experience our non-dual, absolute, conscious, blissful being. See? Shuddha, immaculate, Advaya, non-dual, Brahma, the infinite one, Vibodha is a direct experience. When we thus experience our essential nature, the whole Maya and effects of the Maya, they become null and void. See, now take day-to-day examples. Somebody sings very well, so singing power. Then what happens? He starts thinking, there is no better singer than me. See? And he is all the time, see, they are giving me Padma Shri. Do you think I am Padma Shri? I want Bharat Ratna, or else I don't want. I return this, because I am a good singer. See? So now this Maya is creating an illusory personality that I am a singer, I am not a human being. And it so happens, for whatever reason, his voice goes away. He can't even sing one word. Then, I don't know why happened, why God has. Earlier, where was the God? See? Therefore, this is the divine potentiality, divine blessings, because of which whatever we are, we are. But what an arrogance comes. See, friends. And therefore, this Maya creates an illusory personality that I am good, I am bad, I am a nice person, I have done so much good to the society. This is how the Maya is working. Therefore, when we come to discover, really, whatever I am able to do, is it my effort? No, it is His will. See, friends, this principle I discovered in one of my experiments. It happened many years before. When I used to see other students, they were singing bhajan kirtan. They'll be taking the harmonium and they start singing. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. And I cannot sing. So I used to feel very disgusted. Why can't I sing? As I can remember the mantras of Upanishad Gita, I cannot remember the tunes. Whatever I may do, every time new tune. Similarly, my handwriting also, every time different handwriting. Now, this is a manufacturer's defect, what can I do? But I was so frustrated because of this. So, I used to spend some time in front of Bhagwan Rama in the temple. Hey Rama, kindly help me, let me learn singing. I could never do it. And I became so frustrated. One day, as if Bhagwan Rama spoke to me, he said, look here, what kind of service I want from you, I will decide, not you. How important it is. But we have that arrogance. I will do like that. See? And the day this happened, from that day onward, that kind of inferiority feeling that I cannot sing like other Mahatmas, it has gone for good. See? Therefore, Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. Singing is not everything. And then you start getting beautiful examples in this world. Then all my favorites came to my help. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi never sang with a tabla peti. Then our Swami Akhandanji, he never had tabla peti around him. He did lot of Bhagavad Katha, but not tabla peti. Lambe lambe baal, chote chote gwal. No useless. See, friends, how important. Osho, Rajneesh, he never sang. He made others dance. He relaxed. That is Brahman. See, friends. Therefore, Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. When you are abiding in your own divine nature, all your faculties, whether they are functional or not functional, that doesn't belong to me at all. Because whether I can sing or I don't sing, I am still there. So the singing is because of me. I am not because of singing. This arrival at our divine nature, not getting influenced by the conditionings around, is meant here. Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. And therefore, one should never have any kind of superiority or inferiority complex in life. Then you are abiding in your own self. About this also I'll give one more example. How this Maya creates havoc. This happened many years before in Badrinath. This I referred in some of my talks. And there was one Mahatmaji, local Mahatma. He had got some place. So people used to go for darshan. So I also went. And there was some satsang going on. And 4 or 5 Mahatmas sitting on the dais. So he called me and said, please come and sit here. So when I sat in the audience, he said, no, you come and sit here. So I went and sat on the audience, this dais. Then he was telling, where are you from? I am from Gujarat. Okay, speak in Gujarati. 10 minutes. So you are from Andhra, you speak in Andhra. So when it came to my turn, he said, I know, you know English. You speak in English. And the audience is floating audience. Whether they know or not doesn't matter. He wanted to make everybody speak in different languages. All that was over. So when everybody went, I was also going. I did namaskar to him, going. He said, no, you don't go. Please come and sit. So I sat next to him. Then he said, I wish I had known English like you know. Had I studied English when I was young, I would have gone round the world and Gita ka jhanda gaad deta. These are his words. See? This is Maya. Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. There is nothing lacking in me. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. The Maya is because of me. I am not because of that. This is called Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. Whether we have some faculties or we don't have some faculties, who cares? Abide in the truth. It is for this purpose we are studying Vivekachoodamani. This is Vivek. Chudamani, the crushed jewel. Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. It is something like, as long as the wave is considering herself to be wave, there will be fighting, there will be jealousy, there will be happy birthday, there will be punyatithi. But when, through the Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesh, when the wave comes to know that she is no more conditioned by name and form, birth and death, but essentially is water, then the wave will play the game of life without celebrating the birthday or mourning for the death. That is the meaning of this. Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya. And how it can happen? Example is given. Sarpa Brahmo Rajju Vivekato Yatha. See? Vedanta is complete only after the snake and the rope comes. You may know Brahman or not, doesn't matter. You must know the snake and the rope. There was one useless boy, he's in a village. So his father said, you are not doing anything, you are 12 years old, he must be Svetaketu. And then he was told, you go to that ashram and learn something. So he went there and then stayed there for 15 days and he came back. What you all learned in 15 days? Say, I learned one thing, they are all searching for one snake, which they are not finding. And therefore all are afraid of that snake. Where their snake has gone. Sarpa Brahmo Rajju Vivekataha Yatha. See friends, this example tells that in absolute ignorance, there is no samsara. When you have not stepped on the rope because it was dark, they will never think that there is a snake. But there was something, because you are neither complete darkness nor complete light. And therefore, when you are going, you happen to step on the rope and it moved, then you started thinking it is a rope, it is a snake. See friends, then what we do? We start investigation not of the rope but of the snake. And then what we do? We take the proper means of knowledge. Proper means of knowledge is proper light and not the feet but the eyes. And to kill the snake we carry a stick. 3 things. This is the proper means of knowledge. And when you go to the spot and then focus the torchlight on that and you come to know it is a rope, will you thereafter inquire where the snake has gone? Friends, therefore, if we are studying Vedanta and if any question comes in our mind about the world, about the problems of your mind, about your children, about the government, about the world, you are far away from the qualification to study Vedanta. Go back to karma or take something in the hand and start singing and dancing. See friends, it is not obsession, it is not arrogance, it is the truth. Like somebody tells, if I want to see the colors and form, what I have to do? You have to use only eyes, okay? Don't use nose. You are too obsessed with the eyes. No, it is the truth. Right means for the right purpose. Therefore, when we recognize that it was an illusion of the snake, essentially it was a rope. Now imagine, if this happens with this world, what will be the effect? First of all, we will have 0 desires. See? Illusions we enjoy, but we don't desire. Let me take a piece of rainbow. It is so beautiful. No? See? Let me carry the horizon. It is so nice. You cannot. Let me fill in the bottle with the mirage waters. You cannot. They appear. So we enjoy that, but we don't desire. And therefore, Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanasya means what? When we come to discover our infinite Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna So Shnute Sarvan Kaman Sah Brahmana Vipaschiteti. This is what is said here, Brahma Vibodhanasya. He who has come to discover this conscious, blissful, infinite being, he can never have a single desire. See, when we have eaten food up to the nose, that we can't even breathe, that time we cannot have desire for food. In the same manner, he who has discovered his infinite conscious blissful being, he can never have desire, nor can he ever entertain any desire. And when there is a desire, there is a samsara. But you will see, under the disguise of the Vedanta, maximum ashrams are there. And then they want to do good to the world. That is why I like our Nisargadatta Maharaj. See? To whom are you going to teach? All those who have come to save the world, they were all shaved off. The world has always been like this. There is nothing new in this world, nor anything new can happen. See, friends. Sarpa Brahmo Rajju Vivekato Yatha. But instead of that, if we start chanting the mantra, oh, that snake who has bitten me should go away. See, Sarpa Brahmo Rajju Vivekato Yatha. Then Rajas Tamas Sattvamiti Prasiddha Guna Tadiyaha. Now, of this Maya, these are the three gunas. Sattva, Tama, Raja, Tama and Sattvamiti. So, by these three gunas of the Maya, then Tadiya Pratitaihi Swakaryahi. And nobody has seen them. They are inferred. Be attentive. This is very important. They are through inference, not real. See? So, gunas tadiya prathitai swakaryahi. They are established, they are recognized, they are inferred from the effect. See? And therefore, what is this world? It is a play of three. Teen patti ka game hai. See? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Now, when we recognize this in our own being, see? Tamas, body identification. See? Rajas, dream. Sattva, pure deep sleep, wherein you merge in your absolute being. See? From expression point of view, waking is Sattva Pradhan. Logic, reason, intellect. Then the Swapna, the dream, the dream is confusion Pradhan, Mana Pradhan, Rajoguna. And deep sleep, Tamogun Pradhan. Neither we know anything, nor we know ourselves, nor the God. Complete ignorance. So these three gunas are playing these various experiences in our life, and the three gunas alone have created the whole world. So from the individuality come to the totality. Body is tamoguna. The whole gross world that we see is tamoguna. Our activity, pranayam, prana, etc., this is the rajoguna, and the movement which are seen in the world, that is rajoguna. See? And the knowledge about our being, similarly, the whole world is moving in a very synchronized way of perfection. That is knowledge. In this manner, Rajas Tamas Sattvamiti Prasiddha Gunas Tadiya Pratitai Swakaryahi, they are inferred from their effects. Now, these three gunas are explained one by one. Though so beautifully, methodically, Bhagwan Shankaracharya has brought out. The first we take Rajoguna. Vikshepa Shakti Rajasa Kriyatmika Yata Pravrutti Prasruta Purani Ragadayosya Prabhavanti Nityam Dukkadayo ye Manaso Vikaraha. Rajasaha of this Rajas, Vikshepa Shakti. See, it is an expression of dynamism, Vikshepa, activity, Kriyatmika. So it creates chaos, it creates activity, it creates movement, and it is of the nature of activity, Kriyatmika. Yataha pravrutti prasuta purani. And it is because of this Rajoguna only, the whole world is in an active mode right from creation. See, if you remember, I had explained in some other context, be very attentive. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, whatever you say, is absolute. Now this Paramatma, we call it only Sat. But that Sat is beyond the Sat Asat. See, we know Sat only against the Asat. I have child, I don't have child. Whether you have child or you don't have child, you are there, is it not? That is important. See? So this absolute Sat. Now this Sat has got its own potentiality, like the fire has got its potentiality called the burning power. And that potentiality is called as Chit. See? Now can the Sat and Chit remain separate? Can the burning power and the fire remain separate? No, they cannot remain separate. They are one and yet they are separate from each other. See friends, this we have to recognize. So the truth is absolute existence, and this absolute existence has got infinite potentiality. Avyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti. This Maya is the Chit. Now the expansion of the Chit is Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. And the expansion happens through three modes. So first is Sat, second is Chit, and the expansion happens through three modes, and the three modes are these Ichcha, Jnana and Kriya. Therefore you see in Upanishad, So Kamayata Bahusyam Praja Yeti Sa Tapo Tapyata Tapastaptva Yadigam Sarvam Asrujata Yadidam Kincha. See? He desired. See? Now how come when God desires, we glorify? But when we desire, we are suffering. And we are told spiritual practice is freedom from desire. Then why God created that, had the desire to create the world? Now here we have to understand. These are the very subtle points. Our desire is a need and a compulsion. We are the victims of our own desires. Bhagwan's desire is a time pass. He doesn't have to achieve anything. See, it is something like movement of the waters in the river is a necessity for the river to go back and merge in the ocean, the source. But the movement of the waters in the ocean, there is no need. Then, like Tukaram Maharaj says, Anandache dohi ananda taranga. It is an expression of bliss. So our desire is expression of blisters, and God's desire is expression of bliss. So Ichcha Shakti. Then comes the knowledge. How do I create the world? Tasmad Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha Akashad Vayu Vayoragni Agner Apaha Adbhya Prithvi Prithivya Oshadaya Oshadibhya Annam Annat Purushaha. See? So he must have this knowledge. So he created this world through knowledge. And then to that Kriya, activity is necessary. In this manner, these five things you should be very clear. Sat, Paramatma, Chit is potentiality, his three expression, Ichcha, Jnana, Kriya, and the net result is Ananda. See, this is what we have to understand. Vikshepa Shakti, Rajasaha Kriyatmika. So this Kriyatmik Shakti is the Rajoguna. Yata Pravrutti Prasuda Purani. From where the whole world begins its origination. See, now this we have to understand in such a manner that we do not become spiritual abusing factors. I remember one lady in Vrindavan, it happened. she was speaking to me. I said, Amma, you have come alone, your husband, your son. Swamiji, what to tell you? I said, okay, don't tell me. I know stories will come again, a whole. I don't want to. I'm sorry I asked you this question. Never ask anything to anybody. They will eat your head. I did that mistake. You know what she told me? Swamiji, my husband is Tamoguni. He doesn't wake up 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, very Tamoguni. Son, he is so Rajoguni, he goes in the morning running somewhere. He doesn't come for satsang. So one was Tamoguni, one was Rajoguni. I said, then what about how come you came here? I am Sattuguni. Hare Rama. You are still in the Maya. Yata pravrutti prasruta purani. Then raga dayaha asyaha prabhavanti nityam. Now this Vikshepa Shakti has created this world outside, and inside every one of us, the same Vikshepa Shakti, the Rajoguna, is responsible for Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. The external activities are Rajoguna, and internal modifications of the mind, that is also under the impact of Rajoguna. And therefore, when your mind is calm and quiet, then naturally external activities will be reduced. But if we have, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, you can never be at peace. I was recently in Rishikesh, and there one person met me, a great Mahatma, and he said, your student is having such a big ashram. Why don't you have your ashram? I said, look here. He is layak for maintaining and creating an ashram. I am nalayak. I am not qualified. Once it goes in your head, you have to do something, you have to create something. We are victims of Rajoguna. Then this Rajoguna can be used by us to come out of the lethargy, Tamoguna, get up early in the morning, finish your morning every become fresh. See? Our day must begin at 4 o'clock in the morning. See what a difference it makes. So, Vikshepa Shakti, Rasasakriyaatmika, Yata Pravrutti, Prasuta Purani, Raga Dayosya, Prabhavanti Nityam. And because of this Kama, Krodha, etc., Dukkha Dayoye Manaso Vikaraha. And sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are miserable, sometimes we are miserable, sometimes we are very miserable. Maximum miserable. Happy by mistake. So, Dukkha Dayoye Manaso Vikaraha. Now, understand the complete picture of Rajoguna. In the world, we see activities. That is the impact of Rajoguna. And inside, we see again the impact of the same Rajoguna, wherein we have this kind of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, as well as experiences of the joy and sorrows. See? This is the complete picture of the Rajoguna. Then, continuing further, Kama, Krodho, Lobha, Dambhadya Suyaha, Ahankarersha, Matsaradhyastu Ghoraha, Dharma ete Rajasa Pumpravritti, Yasma Desha Tadrajo Bandhahetuhu. So what are the Manaso Vikaraha? What are the modifications of the mind because of the impact of the Rajoguna? Kama, desire, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Dambha is hypocrisy, then Asuya, jealousy. See? There are people who are not able to appreciate good in anybody. Like the proofreaders. They will never appreciate the text that they are reading for correction. Their attention is only where is the spelling mistake. See, this is called Asuya. See, this word Asuya means it is formed from the root delivery, Prasuti Gruha. Asuya means it doesn't deliver any result. It's only negative. So, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Dambha, Asuya, then ahankara, then irsha, matsara, all these horrible things of the mind. Ghoraha, they are terrible. Dharma ete rajasa pramvrutti. All these things are only because of the too much impact of the Rajoguna. And yasmad, this being so, esha tad rajo bandha hetuhu. And therefore, Rajoguna is the cause of bondage. Such people just can't keep quiet. They have to do something or the other. One of the spiritual practice, if you remember, I told you, very simple. Whatever time you can or you can afford or you are able to achieve, just in a day start with 1 minute. For 1 minute, do nothing. Simply be. Don't talk to yourself and don't listen to any sound. Because you are sitting, you are not going to sleep, no tamoguna. Because you are not talking to yourself, not listening to anything, therefore no rajoguna. Be attentive. Where tamas and rajas goes, sattva guna is not a guna. It is pure knowledge. देखो, this word sattva, sat is Paramatma. Tva means ness, like good and goodness. So when Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they have zero impact on us, then that mind is pure consciousness. Sattva Samshuddhi, 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi. Now what will happen, I tell you. The mind will give you suggestions. Why waste time? Why not do japa for some 1 minute? Okay, I'll do it. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Mind is afraid of its own death. Therefore, mind will never like to be quiet. See, if you want to understand space and air, what is that? Movement of the space is air, and absence of the movement in the air is the space. See? Now, if the fan is moving, we get the air. If there is no movement of air at all, then you are in space. And space is independent of air, but air cannot exist without space. See? In the same manner, moving consciousness, because of rajas and tamas, is mind. And when the mind is without movement of rajas and tamas, it is consciousness. Therefore, our scriptures tell again, keep cool, keep cool. And instead of keeping cool, we give you one more step further. Be happy. There are many people who are observing Maunam, they are frustrated inside. And if somebody is doing something, they become angry. See? There used to be one Amma, very sweet Amma. And very successful. With all difficulties, she has come up very well in her life. Therefore, a kind of a authoritative personality. And when in satsang, she will be sitting in the front. If somebody's phone rings, she will look at that person as if I want to cut you into a keema, okay? And again focus on what I am talking. Then something happened. Then she could not contain herself. She said, "Band karo usko." Then I said, "Amma, who has given you the authority to talk in between?" "No, Swamiji." I said, "Look here, keep cool, keep cool. We are here for our spiritual practice. Do not react in life. Therefore, my dear friends, practice this. देखो, सुनो, बोलो मत. See? Seeing and hearing is knowledge. Bolo mat, speaking is action. So, Ichha, knowledge, Jnanam, hearing and listening is knowledge, and speaking, action. Don't go into action. And how do we go into action? By reaction. For everything we have got a reaction. For everything we have got involvement. No need. See, friends. So kama krodha lobha dambadya suya hankare irsha matsaradyastu gora dharma ete rajasapum pravritti yasma desha tadrajo bandha hetu. And because of this, Rajoguna become the cause of bondage. Then comes our good friend Tamoguna. So, because it is Tamoguna, let us postpone it for tomorrow. Procrastination is the foundation of Tamoguna. आज करे सो कल करे सो परसों परसों क्या करना जीना है अब बरसों. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.